Hi y'all, it's Nick again. I'm back today with a video of how to checkerboard or use your multi-tool, since I'm working on the dreaded white background. Usually you have the white or the black with huge one color areas. It's easier to show than it is to explain, so I figured while I'm doing it I would turn on the video and show everybody how to do it. Checkerboard method is basically what it sounds like. Checkerboard has one piece, skip one piece, one piece, skip one piece, and then I will also show you how to use, this is a 4 placer. They do have 6 and 9, I believe. I don't go any bigger than the 4 because I just feel like it's way too much fixing, straightening, not worth the aggravation. But as the time goes on, as you do more and more of it, it does become easier. Some days I can really whip through them with the multi-placer. Sometimes I just can't get it at all. So here I'll get started. And actually I'll basically start from the beginning. The wax. I know it may sound funny, but it really isn't, because since it is clear, when you're really starting out, you may not see the clear plastic on the wax on both sides. Now this one's a little bit easier because it's got a bigger flap so you can see it. And then of course you just punch it in. I wiggle it around. Whoops, and I just got my wax stuck. And I just take my finger and make sure it's really pushed in there so it doesn't come out. And then I'll do my 4 placer. You just take the tweezers and yank it up in one pull to change it, because sometimes it gets dirty and dusty, or you pick up little tiny pieces of the drills and then it just doesn't stick anymore. The better stickiness that you have on the multi-tool is the best. And then the same with the tip. Just push it in. I wiggle it around a couple different ways just to make sure that you for sure pick up one whole big piece. And I do the same. I just push it down with my finger. You know, pull the excess off. And then of course, that goes along with your drills in your tray. It's always best that the more drills that you have, the better that they're going to shake around and line up in the grooves of the tray, and easier to be able to pick up with your multi-tool. So I already poured these in. You give it a shake. Now, this is a tray that I bought separately, but now a lot of the kits are actually coming with the big whiter ones, or white ones I should say. Sorry. And then you just shake it down, and as you can see, they're lining up in those grooves. So that'll be easy to pick up with the multi-tool, or one at a time. Now I'll show the checkerboard, since I got that started here at the bottom. I just pick one up and I'm starting a new row. So, I got one here. Next row, I would skip one and put one in. Skip one, put one in. And then you just keep going down the row. You can also straighten as you go. You could see down here on the ones that I have already placed, some of them are crooked. You can go back and straighten them a little bit, but as you will see, once you start filling them in, they'll kind of like straighten out on their own and line up a little bit better. Now to show you the multi-tool, same way. You just put the multi-tool down, and I wiggle it back and forth a few ways. Sometimes you'll get an extra one. And I can get lucky and put that one down too, but if it doesn't line up right, it's going to really come out crooked. And you just line it up and wiggle it back and forth. Wiggle it back and forth to make sure that they all lay. Another extra one. And you can even continue with the checkerboard method if you want, and go through and put the multi ones in where you skipped, and then you can go back and just push them. That's why these are so much thinner now than the older ones. They were a thicker plastic. These are thinner, so you can use them to push them and line them up. But actually, I'm lining them up pretty good. And then you can just keep going, or you can go back and forth between the checkerboard or the multi-tool to break up the monotony a little bit, because I know it can get tiresome doing one at a time or trying to do the multi ones, and then you get stressed out because they're not lining up so well, or you're spending more time actually fixing them than you are placing them. Either way, whatever works for you and makes the time go by easier and less stress-free. And then you can just go back and you fill them in. Then the one big areas of color doesn't seem so bad, and to me it seems like it goes a little bit faster. I think the black ones are the worst because they seem to be the not such an even size. You'll have bigger ones, smaller ones, and so they get a little bit more frustrated than the white ones, or this one's like more of a grayish one, but it's still a background color, so that way it doesn't feel like that's all you're doing is the one block color. Now, since I just started this one, and it's pretty much the only thing that I can do, once I get down here further, you'll be able to and you get into the other colors, you might be able to, this one is cut into strips, so one day I may be able to do all one color, but if I get tired of that and I'm down here further in the picture to where there's other colors, I can do that strip for the day and break up doing the light gray, go into the color light gray, go into the color. So, you know, you will find your own rhythm. There is no right or wrong way. And these little tips do go a long way. And you'll find out that it does move a lot faster. It does line them up better to where that you're putting them side by side right away, instead of when it's like more of a confetti color to where there's a couple colors here, couple colors there, and then you have to wait to go back to line them all back up. So that's one good thing also about the solid color. You get to line them up, straighten them up better all at one time. And then since I did do this section last night, I also wanted to show you a quick note as well. After I do every section, I go back and I feel with my finger. Obviously, you'll feel any that are sticking up. And if I do find one sticking up, I push it down. Sometimes it'll stay down. It may pop back up. But then I have this little roller, which even if you have a rolling pin too, or even if you don't have that, use a can of soup. Anything that would roll and has a little bit of weight to it. And then I just roll it a few times, a couple different ways, just to push them down. And then when I am done the whole picture, I also do the same thing with the roller before I would add my seal. And that way, the ones that are sticking up that you may have missed or may have popped back up, you can push back down. And the almighty click sound. I know it's been quite a while since I've actually worked on one to where when you are, especially with the squares, you'll hear the clicking sound. When you hear the clicking sound, then you know for sure that they are in and they're tight. So I hope this helps somebody, and it'll be easier to get through the dreaded one color background, especially the black. So I hope you can like, share, subscribe. If you have any questions, leave me a comment. And I hope this helps someone, and pass it on, and have a good day. And I'll see you again later. Bye.